Hey guys, I hope you're having an awesome day. Peaceful day, of course, I hope. Um, I am making this video on how to do your own measurements. So, whatever measurement tool you need to use. Obviously, it's a lot easier to have someone do them for you, um, depending on the body part that you're trying to measure. But I also know that a lot of people are uncomfortable having someone take their measurements or maybe even knowing how much they weigh or either way. A lot of you know that I do have a lot of experience with gaining weight, cutting, gaining muscle, cutting for competitions, um, and even just in my own life, a lot of people I haven't talked to a lot of people about it, but I am one of those people who struggle with trying to gain weight. So I know a lot of people, most people struggle with trying to lose weight. But either way, if you're trying to gain muscle mass and cut body fat, or just lose weight and gain some muscle, either way, sometimes we can do those things simultaneously at the same time. So a lot of people say, I want to lose 40 pounds and then I want to gain some muscle. Well, if you're lifting and working out, um, maybe if you're not even necessarily lifting in the gym, but you're doing some type of exercise, it is possible, as long as you're taking in the proper amount of food and nutrients, things like that, to actually gain muscle and to lose fat at the same time. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because I suggest to step on the scale less and to go and to focus less on how much weight you're losing and to pay attention to your measurements. It's very, very important. And much more easy. It's much easier for us to see where we're losing that weight, where we're gaining weight. So if someone says, well, I've been working out or doing this or doing that or eating this or eating that and I haven't lost any weight, or sometimes you might stay pretty level with weight sometimes. I mean, you could gain 5 pounds, but that could be a pound or two in muscle if you've actually been exercising or eating relatively good. You can cut, at the same time. So you might step on the scale and see no difference, but, again, measurements. And also, one of the things I try to express very strongly is how your clothes fit. So obviously, if you're putting on, those jeans or that shirt or whatever it is, to pay attention where it's fitting tighter, where it's fitting looser, and things like that. So going to keep this short and simple for you today and show you how to measure yourself. So you can use any kind of measuring tape you want, obviously. And obviously some of I think the shoulder one is probably the most difficult to do on your own, so, and doing the arm. So, but either way, this is the way I've always done it. So I take the measurement, go around, and go across the shoulder. I try to get it pretty even. I try to make sure I'm pretty straight. Obviously, don't be wearing thick, heavy sweatshirt, thick sweatpants, things like that. Try to kind of measure as true to your own body, skin. And I just hold on to it and pull it around. And then I grab it right here. And I look down. And I try to make sure, especially when I do shoulders, that I'm not, standing like this. That you're just standing relatively normal, but standing up straight. You want to be standing like this. You want to be like this, or, like this. You want to make sure you're standing straight because it's going to actually change your measurement. So just, make sure you're having a normal breath, an out breath. And it's relatively, if you're standing just proper, right? Standing properly. So this is probably one of the hardest measurements to take on your own. But again, so you can take that measurement like that. Okay. So we do around shoulders. Okay. And then I go underneath and I grab it and go across the chest, directly across the chest. So make sure it's straight. And obviously you want to make sure it's not low or high, because again, it's going to be wrong. Okay, so you go directly across the chest. And then I like to go right under, directly under. Okay, and again, try to make sure that you're, you don't have thick clothing on, things like that. You're not trying to puff up your muscles and stuff when you're doing it. You're just standing relaxed and normal with good posture. Then I scoot down, and I like to go right across the waist, which is right above the belly button, or right across it for some people. See, right there. Okay, so you got that one. Then I do like to go, especially a lot of women, I like to go right below, right on the lower part of the belly. So right around the top of the hip, right across the belly, okay? And then after that, straight across the hips. Okay, right across the glutes, straight across the hips. So again, try to get it as straight as possible. You'll get better after you do it a few times and go right across. Okay, and make sure that, writing them down, write the date. Always remember to write the date. And I've forgotten to do that sometimes. You're like, oh, those are really good measurements. When was that? So yeah, make sure you write the date and write down all the measurements. And if you want to take them more than one time, just to make sure you're accurate on what you're doing. So again, just across the hip. Okay, across the glutes, across the hip. And then after that is your thigh. So that's right at the top, okay? So I hope the lighting in here is pretty good. I didn't want it too bright. I didn't want it too dark. So right across the inner thigh. Okay, so it's like literally right where the biggest part of the thigh is. You measure that. And don't forget to write down on your paper left leg and then the measurement, okay? And then the right leg and the measurement, okay? And then after that, calves. Don't forget calves. Don't forget to work out calves. Don't forget to measure your calves. So you could have really big, hopefully, yeah, I think you can see this. Okay, so, but then again, foot flat. Okay, you don't want to be flexing your calf with your toe or anything like that. So it'd probably be easy. I mean, if you were standing flat, it's still going to be right around the largest part of your calf. Okay, so I think you can see that right around the largest part of your calf, and then the right leg, or So aside from the shoulders being, so you have shoulders across the chest, under the chest, around the waist, and then the lower waist, around the glutes and hips, around the inner thigh, and around the calf. And this is probably the most challenging, but you figure things out, I guess, when you're measuring and stuff all the time when you're bodybuilding. So yeah, so I try to, just, I have faith in you, is what I'm saying. So, some people will flex and do a muscle. If you want to do that for yourself for whatever reason, then, you can do that. So then you can flex and then measure. But I like to take it true to where my arm is just relaxing and hanging. So I kind of just slide it in there, okay, and hold it with my arm. And then you can see I just grab it here. And then I hit this little button. That's why I like this one, because it'll tighten it a little bit, okay? And then I just hang on to it. And then I just fold it right there, okay? And then I just fold it. You can see it's across my tricep, okay? So you want to go across the middle part of your bicep and right across your tricep, because you do want to get your whole arm, okay? So you can do the measurement like this too, and kind of, you can see the difference, but it doesn't change too much. It does change a little bit when you flex with your arm up though. So that's how you do that, okay? And then you have to do the same thing with the other arm. Again, don't forget to right, left, right. And then the only other thing you have left, and most people don't think about, is don't forget to, I anyway, is do my forearm. So, however you need to, put on your leg or whatever. But you go across the largest part, forearm, not down here, obviously the biggest part. So I just stick it right in here with my hip, come around, just come around here, and then I grab. It's hard to look at the video and do that at the same time, but you can even let it drop, right? Especially for this one. And then do the measurement like that. Okay. So I hope that's helpful. I'm sure it'll be helpful to someone. I was just talking to someone the other day about this, so that's why I'm making the video. So either way, see if there's anything else. Yeah, I guess that's it for now. So short and sweet. I hope that's helpful to someone. Again, if you're going to measure, if you're going to weigh, if you have something coming up, obviously you're cutting for something particular, but for the average person, we don't. So I would say step on that scale once a month, really. If you have a goal set and, a sensible goal, don't say I want to lose 40 pounds in, 2 months and go through some crazy thing where you're just going to mess your entire body and everything, metabolism up because you're cutting everything out of your diet. And trust me, I've been there, done that, and you can cause some severe sensitivities to food. You can cause allergic reactions to food that you never had. So, I know people want to cut down, go on keto and do this and that, but be careful on, if you're going to do things like that, more power to you. We got to try things, live and learn, figure things out ourselves sometimes. But, if you're going to take out dairy, sugar, all of those things, a lot of them aren't good for us, but there are good sugars and there are good, fats and there are good carbs. So, but if we're going to take something out completely, be careful to do it slowly if you're going to do it. And then when you decide to have, a relaxed meal with your kids or your friends or your family or whoever, your best buddy, which obviously you can tell by my conversation that I've obviously done all those and I've suffered the consequences. So don't get all crazy and go binge eating on a bunch of pizza or a bunch of ice cream or Big Macs or whatever your go-to is when you feel like you're going to reward yourself for something, which is good. I don't like to say give yourself a cheat day. I like to say a reward day for your hard work. So, but the best thing with that is if you're craving something, go have a little bit. You want a cookie, have a bite. You want, whatever it is, have a piece. Allow yourself that so it will help you stick to your goals so much better. So either way, I hope that was super helpful. And so yes, do your measurements, get on the scale maybe once a month. If you just can't control yourself, I would say once every 2 weeks. Try not to do every week. But if you're doing it for like the excitement value, it's healthy to lose a pound or 2 a week. So if you want to hop on the scale and see what it's looking like, but again, like I said, and I think you'll trust me on this one and hear my beliefs, is the measurements won't lie. The scale doesn't know what it's talking about, right? So, if all of a sudden your thighs are bigger but your waist is smaller, obviously it's going to make some people happy. If your arms and your back are bigger, oh, I forgot to do that one. See? Good thing I was talking. Or no, I didn't. Yeah, I guess when you do chest, I did say across the chest and below the chest, but for mostly men, I suppose, that will be like measuring the back, right? So if you want to do that, want to make sure you're standing so that way your back, you don't want to be like this or too relaxed in the back when you're taking your measurement. So you can have a nice measurement of your back. See how your lats are growing or not growing. So I do have a lot of other information that I'll be sharing nutritional wise and on supplements, healthy holistic things, food diet, all that stuff. But, I'm just getting started. So this is a good start. I know this is going to be helpful to someone out there. So I hope it was good for you. I hope that you have an awesome day. Can't leave you without a bunch of happy goodness, good vibes, healing, peace, love, light. You guys are awesome. I love you. Peace. And some motivation, right? For those who are trying to stick to a diet or get to the gym, or, maybe you can't get to the gym. Maybe you need to do something at home, or, put on a hat, maybe take that walk, even though it's a little chilly. Don't wait for spring, whatever it is. I guess you can call me Lane Slater the Motivator today, which is really funny. I love you guys. Bye.